pastry puffs. Welcome back to Strudel Reviews, and today we're going to be doing another Monster High related video. Sorry. Since I don't own any Monster High dolls, I figured that the 20 years reproduction of first edition Sasha and then Forever Diamonds Katya that I got at a yard sale, the same one I got Phoebe at for like $3. Should have fixed her hair before I got up on here. But I figured I'd give them a bit of a spotlight today while they sit here, so you guys got something pretty to look at while we talk about a new type of Monster High video for me. And if y'all have been following up with the Monster High news, I feel like y'all should figure this out. And if not, it is the Monster High SDCC dolls, where I just talk about all of the Monster High, the SDCC dolls, and I go in order from like what I think is the worst of the worst to who I think is the creme de la creme. If I'm saying that right, we're essentially the cream of the crop. And if y'all don't know what SDCC stands for, because I just figured out people don't know what SDCC is. It's actually San Diego Comic-Con, or like the largest comic book convention, like the world's largest like convention in the world, because now it's just so much more than comic books. Ooh, Katya. Girlie, you gotta stand upright, Miss Ma'ams. But anyway, it's like probably the biggest convention known to man because it's international. Like, it is internationally known and people come from all over the world for Comic-Con, and it's literally going on right now. And speaking of that, we'll get more into depth about it in a bit, because like you'll see it's on the list. And for my Monster High SDCC dolls ranked video, at number 10 I put the Ghostbusters Frankie Stein, because she was the only like actual like 2016 reboot Monster High Comic-Con doll. And as much as I really like Ghostbusters, it is just so depressing it had to be the shitty fucking Gen 2 reboot. If y'all want to hate on a reboot, don't hate on Gen 3, go hate on Gen 2. Like, the only good thing about the Gen 2 was the new characters, and that was it. Everything else was shit. And the Adventures of the Ghoul Squad, I will give like a tiny bit of a hall pass because some favorite characters returned, but other than that, Gen 2 was fucking shit. At least they're putting effort in G3. Okay, Ghostbusters Frankie, like y'all know, not my favorite. Very much not positively recepted by a lot of the Monster High community, because it's a reboot doll. Like a Gen 2 reboot doll. We do not like the Gen 2 reboot dolls. No ma'am, they suck. They fucking suck. And it was also not just a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It was also available at ye old website called shopmattel.com. We'll talk about that more later. And for my number 9 spot, oh, I forgot to mention Ghostbusters Frankie is from 2016. So, yeah. And then for number 9, I put Hoodooed Voodoo in Scara Screams, or the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from the year 2012. It's not that I hate Scara and Hoodooed, because, like, I absolutely adore, like, literally almost every single solitary character from Monster High. because they're all so unique and different in their own way, so I can't really be hating on any of them. It's just the fact for, like, Comic-Con exclusive dolls, they didn't really come with anything. They were just, like, plain and simplistic. Like, you could have given them a little bit of a zhuzh. You could have made them worth the $40 they were back then, back in the old days. Which is why they're, like, second to last on my list, just because they were too simplistic. For number 8, I actually put Manitor and Iris Klops from the 2014, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of 2014. And again, for very similar reasons, but they had more detail than Scara and Hoodooed. But, like, there wasn't really a lot of, like, wow factor for me, other than, like, the impressive molds that they had for both Manny and Iris. Like, to be real, Manny as a whole was so fucking impressive, and the fact that they pulled off a Cyclops perfectly for Iris was just, mwah, chef's kiss, mama. But what was disappointing is that there was a separate piece for... Hold on one sec. Alright, there was a separate piece for Manny, and it was his Letterman jacket that we never even seen in the show, although it was so cool. So that's why they get the number 8 placement. For number 7, I put Hezekiah Steam and Rebecca Steam, which was the other 2016 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I really liked Hezekiah as, like, a whole, like, the old-timey mustache, the old-timey hairstyle, the robot, like, the really cool mechanical arm that was, like, really shiny copper, and then the fact that Rebecca was so breathtaking. She was literally full-on copper, and they had her in, like, blues and purples instead of her usual, like, blues and blacks. She was in blues and purples, and she looked so stunning. And her top hat was so freaking cool. But why I put them at number 7 is really because, I'm not really sure, like, why I put them at number 7 is because, like, there were just other releases that were more deserving of higher lists, but it doesn't mean that I hate Hezekiah and Rebecca. It's just, there were releases I liked so much more. You know? You feel me? You get it? Of course y'all get it. For number 6, I put the black and white basic Frankie Stein, which was literally the 2010 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and it was, like, limited to 5,000, I believe. So if you were one of the very lucky 5,000 people to own a black and white Frankie, appreciate her with all of your being, because you may never get another one. Well, another basic one, anyway. Like, I just live for the whole monochrome black and white theme, because, Shadow High is bringing that back, and, the monochrome theme is just, like, just absolute fabulous perfection. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. And then the fact that there's a little tiny Watson that is in black and white. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in the entire world. Like, my god. No, I mean, like, oh my ghoul, give me more. Give it more. Give it to us. We love it. We stan it. We want it. Give it to us, please. And then for number 5, I actually wound up putting Kieran Valentine and Jeannie Wisp Grant from San Diego Comic-Con 2015. They just really blew me out of the water, specifically with, like, Kieran, like, well, Valentine. Him finally getting a doll since he had his appearance back in Ghoul, like, all the way back in Ghouls, Why Do Ghouls Fall in Love? Which was, like, probably the first Monster High CGI animated special. And, like, the detail and the fact they actually embroidered all of, like, the roses and stuff to his jacket, like, yes. And then the fact that they did, Wisp, instead of, like, the weird, like, the colorful Wisp we got a sneak peek of at the end of the 13 Wishes movie, they did the shadow version of Gigi. And they even included her genie tail, which, my god, that was, like, the best part of that. Oh, man, y'all can tell, like, I loved Kieran and Wisp. They were the duo, like, the BFFs that I wasn't expecting, but work so well together. The reason why I don't say couple is because if you read Valentine's diary, he's canonically confirmed to be gay and has a thing for Casta's little brother Spelden. Which, yes, we stand the representation. And then the fact that Wisp got a spot, like, Wisp got the spotlight, and they gave her a doll I had been craving for so long. Because I wanted a Wisp after 13 Wishes, and then we finally got one. I was happy as a dog. I was happier than a dog with a bone. Let's see. For number 4, and if y'all want to rake me over the goddamn coals for this decision, you can rake me over the goddamn coals for this decision, because I'm going to fucking stand by it. And I put Ghoulia Yelps and Cleo Denial from 2017 for, like, what was supposed to be the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 dolls, and yes, they are referred to as the SDCC 2017 because, like, it has been literally, it's been known for a very long time now that they were the Comic-Con dolls. It's just Mattel had canceled them at the very last possible second when they were already, like, prepared to be, like, sold at Comic-Con and everything. And because they discontinued the Comic-Con exclusives, they just turned around and sold them on shopmattel.com, which, like, again, y'all knew I was gonna go back and I was gonna dip my toes into this. Shop Mattel was, like, the older model of another website we're gonna be talking about in just a minute, where you could buy, like, exclusive Mattel merch. Kind of like Finnegan Wake, like the Monster High character in the wheelchair, and then, like, the Ghoulia Yelps Cleo Denial, and then all the way back, the Ghostbusters Frankie from, like, 2016. So yeah, those dolls, they were exclusives to that. But Ghostbusters Frankie was also an SDCC exclusive, so, like, yeah, she was sold at SDCC, so, like, she's obviously included. Alright, but I will say the Cleo and Ghoulia set was so gorgeous. Oh, they did Cleo, like, they really knocked that set out of the park. Like, Cleo had all of these amazing, like, Egyptian goddess duds, and then the fact they made Ghoulia look like a little explorer and gave her, like, a really detailed little safari hat. Oh my god, it was so it was fantastic. I loved it. It was just spectacular. I unlived for it. It was fantabulous. Alright, and for number 3, and y'all going to be gooped and fucking gagged at what I put in number fucking 3. I put the black and white Power Ghouls Frankie Stein as Voltageous, which is actually the Comic-Con, the SDC, like, is the 2022, like, now, today, literally dropped this morning. Black, like, the Voltageous Frankie from the Power Ghouls line, who got, like, a redesign, like, she was, like, the most detailed. She was, like, the most detailed SDCC doll we had seen in so long. And the last time I had seen detail like that was Kieran Valentine and Jeannie Wisp Grant. I fell in love. And, like, I already loved the Power Ghouls line as a whole. And, like, the fact that they just did Frankie, they did Voltageous justice. The black and white suits her so well. And I know, yes, Frankie now uses they, them pronouns because Gen 3 Frankie is non-binary, but I'm referring to Gen 1 Frankie, who uses she, her pronouns. So that clears up any confusion for any of y'all. Literally, she's fantastic. She's, like, fantastic. I unlive for her. She electrocuted me back to life, bitch. She is literally everything. She can fucking slap me in the face and steal my fucking wallet. As long as somebody leaves her here on my goddamn shelf, I am happy. Alright, and then for number 2, prepared to be gooped, gagged, and not surprised, because I put Ghoulia Yelps as Deadfast from San Diego Comic-Con 2011. And, ooh, girl. Like, oh, ghoul. Ghoul. Ghoulia. Oh my gosh. Ghoulia was so detailed. She came with, like, a tiny little Deadfast comic. She came with, like, little Deadfast swag. And even the best part, even though technically Ghoulia Yelps was just cosplaying Deadfast, she's actually canonically confirmed to be in the Power Ghouls line as Miss Deadfast, and it is so fantastic that they, like, found a way to use the Ghoulia cosplaying Deadfast into the Power Ghouls universe. Like, yes! And then the fact that the black and white Frankie stand has, like, the metallic base the same way that Ghoulia's, like, Deadfast Ghoulia has, like, I unlive for all the callbacks. Like, my ghoul, it is so, like, it's creeperific. Like, I live. I'm dead. Like, I don't know. I'm, like, torn between undead and life. Like, let me die in peace at how gorgeous fucking Ghoulia is. Mark my words, that is a hill I will fucking die on. And then, obviously, for number 1, I put Wydonna Spider as Weberella because, oh my ghoul, when we all saw Wydonna, we all started going crazy because she is the daughter of Arachne, which means she is like a 6-armed spider girl with, like, 6 eyes, and she's so iconically cool. I'm about to make my own pun, and if y'all hate it too fucking bad, she was iconic. Wydonna Spider as Weberella is probably the most detailed San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and she was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for 2013. Like, ghoul. And the fact that she came with, like, a little comic book that, like, went into further detail to, like, wrap up the Power Ghouls comic series. See, even Cassia literally passed out. It's just me mentioning Wydonna. She's in love with Wydonna, and I do not blame her. Wydonna is everything and probably one of the greatest. Like, probably one of the greatest Monster High dolls they ever created of all time, because my ghoul, she was so freaking creative, and I live for it. I will say, real quick, fingers crossed that SDCC 2023's Comic-Con exclusive will be Pharaoh. Because I need a Pharaoh to go with Caddy. Okay, y'all? Oh, and I also forgot to mention that the Black and White Voltageous Frankie was also available on Mattel Creations, which is the new shop Mattel where you could get like the Monster High collectors, like Haunt Couture, and then like Dracula, which apparently people still haven't had theirs shipped out yet. I didn't even try to bother to buy it because I don't want to pay like $75 for like mediocre quality, but if you want to do that, be my guest. But yeah, that was my rankings of the San Diego Comic-Con of the San Diego Comic-Con Monster High dolls. I hope you guys had fun. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.